In a universe full of chaos, no one suffers quite like Morty. From vaporizing himself to being replaced by two crows, these are the moments that broke him. The worst Morty moments in Rick and Morty. So, Rick has a crystal exchange to make, and in true Rick fashion, he's planned every detail like it's Ocean 11 meets Mythbusters. Automatic parking? Check. Sketchy catwalk for dramatic tension? Check. Fake acid vat as a backup?
And if anything goes wrong, which it won't, jump into the same vat of acid I jump into.
Okay, wait, what?
Check. Bonus fake bones floating in the vat for realism? Oh, you better believe that's a check.
We jump into the vat of acid and I'll release the bones, they'll float up. What is this face you're making?
Aren't you an inventor?
Morty, meanwhile, could not care less. He's done with the theatrical nonsense. Rick could just evaporate the other party and call it a day, but no, he needs flair. Shockingly, things go sideways.
Holy shit, what the fuck?
Cue the leap into the fake acid vat. And yeah, it doesn't exactly go as Rick imagined.
We'll stay here as long as you want. Absolutely. I got nowhere to be.
One thing led to another, and Morty, finally fed up,
Jesus fucking Christ, enough already!
pops his head out of the acid like a dollar store Terminator and tries to take them out. Rick has to finish the job, and Morty's left seething. He snatches some leftover crystals and stomps off like a kid grounded mid-video game.
Can we go?
The ride home, dead silent. Until Rick, incapable of enduring awkward silence for longer than 30 seconds, breaks and pokes the bear.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Just admit it was a shitty idea!
Back in the garage, the feud continues. Morty, feeling spicy, tricks Rick into building a video game style save point device. Rick scoffs and says that is a stupid idea.
Aha! You can't do it!
I can do anything.
Morty uses his secret weapon and claims Rick can't do it.
So are you gonna...
Yes, I'm gonna fucking do it!
It's 3 a.m. Rick calls Morty to the garage, he fakes a confession about failing, calls the idea stupid and shameful, and then... blam! Rick shoots Morty in the chest. Why? Because he actually built the damn thing! Oh yeah, he pulled a Steve Jobs one more thing.
Oh my god, Rick, this is, thank
You
you.
can thank me later. Go nuts.
Best grandpa ever!
Lesson 1. Nothing Rick gives comes without psychological whiplash. Now Morty's got a time-saving device, and what does he do? Goes full sandbox mode. He humiliates Mr. Goldenfold in class, finds the perfect Jessica meet cute, perfects jumping over a manhole like it's a parkour tryout. He tries suicide by cop, runs over some bystanders for fun, just, classic teen experimentation. With infinite do-overs and the GTA rules of Wasted just come back 5 minutes later. Then she appears. A girl. The girl. Suddenly Morty's done playing around. He's in love. They date, meet families, fight, make up, fall harder. He invites her on a romantic trip. And of course, the plane crashes. Because love never survives the third act without a tragedy. They're stranded in the snow. Eat a few corpses. Almost eat each other. At one point, Morty literally considers dying to escape. But instead, he crawls through pain, frostbite, and emotional breakdown to find help. He saves them both. Back home, it's a hero's welcome. Until Jerry... Morty resets to just before he met the love of his life. Now emotionally broken, with the memory of a whole relationship she doesn't remember, Morty approaches her, and of course, looks like a stalker. Cue pepper spray, over and over, because he accidentally saved the worst possible moment, right at the start of the spray. Desperate and numb, Morty attempts death therapy, zoo, gorilla pit, multiple times. It helps, slightly. Eventually, he comes to Rick. Serious this time.
We are who we are because of consequences. You can't live without consequences, you know? You feel me?
Rick listens and reveals the truth.
No, there were definitely consequences.
Every save point Morty created killed a version of himself. Every rewind, another Morty snuffed out. just to catch a Cheeto in midair or dodge some awkward small talk. Dozens, maybe hundreds, all gone. All because Morty bruised Rick's ego over the vat of fake acid.
Is this because of the vat?
No.
Petty? Yeah, you bet. Now, Rick offers a solution. He can merge all timelines into one, wipe the slate clean. But there is a catch. Of course there's a catch.
Seems like there's no way out of this one. Unless...
God damn it.
Yeah.
Morty has to jump into the fake acid again, kiss it, praise it, say it's good. And in that moment, Morty realizes this was never about crystals, or save points, or timelines. It was all about that one comment.
Just admit it was a shitty idea.
Having a grandson?
Vat of fake acid? Are you dying of dementia?
He insulted the acid vat idea. And Rick made him live through a morality torture simulator just to get the last word. Ultimate lesson? Never clown Rick's creativity, or be ready to fake your death to apologize for it.
Don't ever make fun of me again, ever!
However, this is nothing compared to the adventures that were wiped out of Morty's memory. So, Rick and Morty are running away from this freaky guy through a world that looks like MC Escher's nightmare. Morty's clutching this tiny turtle, adorably named the Truth Tortoise. Rick's only instruction,
Also really important, whatever you do, don't look into its eyes!
I did look at it, Rick.
naturally, Morty looks. One soul-crushing stare later, Morty drops the tortoise, and reality starts glitching like a broken video game. Back home, Morty's traumatized. Like, stare at the wall and rethink everything, or maybe just don't think at all, level messed up.
Rick, I can't go on. I can't go on like this with the Truth Tortoise shit in my head.
He begs Rick to erase the memory. Rick reluctantly agrees and takes him to a hidden room under the garage.
What the hell is this?
Glowing tubes, dozens of them, each one a memory Morty begged to delete. Rick calls them
Morty's Mindblowers!
first memory, Moonspiracy. Morty's stargazing and sees what he swears is a guy just chilling on the moon.
What the heck?
Full on panic. He runs inside, rants to the fam.
Probably just a smudge on the lens.
Smudge on the lens? Smudge on the lens?
Probably a smudge. Rick doesn't even look up from his drink. Then a new guidance counselor shows up at school,
Guidance counselor, Mr. Lunas.
and Morty short circuit. He's convinced this guy is the Moon Man, so he stalks him.
Got you now, you son of a bitch.
Literally, reports him to Principal Vagina claiming he's up to something and lives on the moon. The principal
Okay.
thinks this is code for something way darker. Lunas gets fired. Brutal. And then Lunas ends his own life. At the funeral, someone casually mentions
Like how from a certain angle, some people would say, he looked like a smudge.
Morty runs home, checks the telescope, and yep, smudge on the lens. He just didn't wreck a career. He wrecked a person over a dirty lens.
Jesus, I made that guy kill himself.
Rick loads the next one. Morty and Rick are trapped in an alien zoo.
Assess this with cold indifference, you veiny-headed prick!
Morty's freaking out. Rick fakes being a god, cons NASA, and they escape.
We have so much to learn from you.
I know, right?
No notes, just classic Rick. Then there's the Flip-Floopian incident. In a parking lot, an alien shows up. Rick's ready to kill it, naturally.
Oh, I misjudged.
I'm Floopian, please kill me?
But it turns out this guy wants to be killed. It's like a religious thing.
Your species has an actual afterlife. That's gotta be nice.
What do you mean?
Morty, of course, asks too many questions.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, how do you know if it's true?
That little moment of doubt sends the Flip-Floopian straight to hell. Now Morty's starting to spiral again. Maybe if he kept these memories, he'd stop making the same mistakes. Maybe growth isn't such a bad thing. Rick, of course, treats it just like another throwaway anthology.
Ah, shit, this better not have been a good one. What is this? Great booger AIDS.
Next tube, purple. This one's extra awkward. Beth's been taken hostage and has to choose which kid to save.
You simply have to choose.
Summer!
no hesitation. Ouch. Rick bursts in, all action hero, but the emotional damage? Already done. Then Morty gets possessed by Voldemortron, destroyer of worlds. The cure? Family love.
Jeez, Morty, come on, pinch it off already.
Voldemortron almost wins out of sheer emotional neglect. Morty starts connecting the dots. Blue tubes? His screw-ups. Purple? Family trauma. But what about the red ones?
Yeah, don't read into it, Morty.
Before he can figure it out, Rick force loads another memory. This one's grim.
We're gonna have to use Bebo.
Bebo led us to water. He's our friend.
They're freezing to death, so Rick slices open a friendly alien named Bebo to crawl inside. Tauntaun style. Except
Wait, are we on Vincenulon 9 or Vincenulon 7?
they were on the wrong planet the whole time. Bebo died for nothing. Morty realizes the truth. Rick deleted those red memories, not Morty. But Morty flips the script and forces a red memory on him. And it's hilariously petty.
What?
I'm just saying, life's short. We shouldn't take things for granted.
Are you saying granite?
Well, yeah.
It's granted with a D. Take things for granted.
Rick erases it to protect his ego. Seriously?
I fucking knew it, you piece of shit.
Morty snaps. They fight. Rick uses the memory wipe device, but Morty counters. Both of them memory wiped. Now they're lying there like Sims after a system crash. Who are you? Who am I? No idea. Rick, ever the genius, grabs a random memory to figure it out.
And that this thing on your head is designed to...
It's an interrogation scene that goes sideways.
Let go. Let him breathe. He wants to make a deal. Half the code's now, half after you finish.
But can't we trust? Wait, what? Finish what?
Because the alien enjoys the torture. Morty starts jamming in memories at random. One has him achieving true level. And of course, there's the classic. Morty asks for a device to talk to animals, eavesdrops on squirrels, and finds out they're running international politics. They discover him, and Rick has to relocate them to a whole new dimension.
We have to pack up and move to a new reality, Morty. You know, I said we could only do that a couple of times. We're fucked over here.
More memories flash by. Rick using Morty as bait. Mr. Poopy Butthole proposing. Just total insanity. Then Morty breaks. He grabs a gun.
I'm gonna kill myself.
He is done. Rick, weirdly touched, joins him. They're ready to end it. But then...
You guys doing Morty's Mindblowers?
She sees what's happening. Boom. Backup plan activated. Both are tranquilized and dragged to the couch. Rick and Morty wake up groggy. They think they just napped through interdimensional cable. Morty's mad. Rick's annoyed. Summer says nothing, because she literally saved their lives, and they'll never know. Honestly, if memory wipes were that easy, I'd erase every time I waved at someone who wasn't actually waving at me. If this blew your mind, wait until you hear how Rick messed up Morty's love life next. So, Morty stares at a Polaroid of Jessica in his locker. Standard high school angst in full display. He spots her across the hall, takes a deep breath, and decides to make his move.
Hey, Jessica?
What's up, Morty?
What are you doing?
Not so fast. Brad shows up to rain all over the moment, posturing like an alpha at a school assembly and humiliating Morty in front of Jessica. Just textbook teen drama with a toxic twist. Later, Morty vents to Jerry.
Try not to worry about it, Morty. You're a good kid. And there's not a premium on that right now, but you'll be getting girls sometime after Brad's out of shape.
Bad idea number one. Jerry tries to relate, comparing Morty's infatuation to his own teenage love story with Beth, which, as Rick casually points out,
I remember the first time I saw her, I thought...
I should get her pregnant and then she'll have to marry me.
Rick warns Morty not to take romantic cues from a man whose idea of love is getting someone pregnant by accident. Morty pushes back. Don't talk about his parents like that. Rick, ever the romantic, retorts that love
It's just a chemical reaction that compels animals to breed.
So, Morty goes upstairs to get ready for the school dance. He pops into the garage where Rick's tinkering with an ionic defibrillator. Morty, still lovesick, asks for a
Love potion or something?
Morty, that's such a poor use of my time. It's beneath me.
Rick shrugs him off. Morty snaps. For once, he wants something for himself. No more playing errand boy in Rick's science dungeon. Rick sighs, calls Morty a
Real big thorn straight up into my ass.
and finally whips up a potion. Morty unzips his pants for a DNA sample,
I just gotta combine it with some of your DNA.
Oh, well, okay.
A hair, Morty. I need one of your hairs.
but Rick stops him just in time. Rick mixes the potion and warns Morty.
It's foolproof. Unless she has the flu.
No, wait, he forgets to warn him. At the school gym, Jessica's there. Morty applies the potion like he's in a budget rom-com, pretending to trip and smearing it on her arm. Jessica turns, pupils dilated, and suddenly she's got Morty fever.
Oh my god. Morty, you look really nice tonight.
Success! Not quite. Brad, the walking testosterone tank, overhears. He tries to step in, but Jessica yanks Morty back and sneezes directly into Brad's mouth.
Something special about you, Morty. So special. Whoa!
Brad starts swooning. Principal Vagina and Mr. Goldenfold drag Brad away to protect his football arm because priorities. Jessica is obsessing. Brad is screeching. Morty
Rip my clothes off and mate with me for life.
is sweating. Then disaster. Brad's sneeze spreads the flu-laced love serum through the fruit punch and the air vents. Back at the Smith house, Summer casually mentions that it's
Flu season.
It is?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
a realization hits. He just weaponized affection during an outbreak. Great. Back at the dance, Morty turns to see the entire gym staring at him like he's the last slice of pizza at a party. They charge. Morty's chased by a love-drunk mob. It's less high school dance and more zombie apocalypse, but make it romantic. He escapes to Rick, who admits,
I made a mistake.
yeah, maybe he screwed up just a little. Rick whips up a new antidote using praying mantis DNA. Rick deploys it. And things go from bad to Cronenberg. The love-crazed crowd mutates into bug-eyed horrors with arms where their regrets used to be. Their bodies scream devour, while their eyes still whisper date me.
Well, sometimes science is more art than science, Morty. A lot of people don't get that.
Plan B. Rick makes a third cure, this time with DNA from
Koala mixed with rattlesnake, chimpanzee, cactus, shark, golden retriever, and just a smidge of dinosaur. Should add up to normal humanity.
That doesn't make any sense, Rick.
When in doubt, overcomplicate. The Rick motto. Morty, exhausted by Rick's ego, releases the cure himself mid-flight. At first, success. A few people snap out of it. Then,
Look, you idiot!
the Cronenbergs officially arrive. Mutated flesh monsters straight out of a David Lynch fever dream. The world officially ends over a love potion.
You're welcome.
As night falls, Rick and Morty sit on a rooftop overlooking the smoldering remains of civilization. Rick tries to lighten the mood.
At least they're not in love with you anymore, though. It's a huge step in the right direction.
Oh my god, it's a living nightmare!
Morty, well, he isn't laughing. They argue. Rick reminds Morty that he asked for a love potion. Morty fires back that Rick made 3 different nightmares with a lab and a god complex. No one's blameless. So what now?
I do have one emergency solution that I can use that'll kind of put everything back to normal, relatively speaking.
Cut to the garage. Rick and Morty are back. Morty congratulates Rick for saving the world. Rick's fiddling with a gadget. Morty hands him the screwdriver.
1 screw turn, and 2 screw turns, and...
Boom. Device explodes. They die. Twist. It wasn't our Rick and Morty. Our duo steps out of a portal and finds their dead selves, crispy and overdone. Morty panics. Rick shrugs.
There's an infinite number of realities, Morty, and in a few dozen of those, I got lucky and turned everything back to normal. I just had to find one of those realities in which we also happen to both die around this time.
Problem solved. Morty, stunned, asks about
What about the reality we left behind?
Rick. Don't think about it. In a final blow to Morty's sanity, he helps Rick bury their own bodies in the backyard. Casual. Also very traumatizing. Beth, Jerry, and Summer continue their lives, none the wiser that the Rick and Morty eating dinner with them are doppelgangers. Morty walks into the living room, sits on a couch that technically isn't his, surrounded by a family that doesn't know he's not their Morty. So yeah, Morty got the girl, for about 7 seconds, and then he destroyed the Earth. Now if you think that was grim, just wait until you hear how Morty dealt with his parents' divorce. Rick, Summer, and Morty tumble out of a portal like a group chat with no moderator.
Summer, next time we're hiding in a Calorkian echo nest, can you do me a favor and turn your ringer off?
Morty's annoyed, again, this time at Summer's stealth skills, and politely asks her to work on them. Summer responds with the coldest burn of all.
It's called Carpe Diem, Morty. Look it up.
You look it up. You don't even know what it means.
That's because losers look stuff up while the rest of us are carping all them DMs.
And guess what? Rick's not backing Morty up. Summer's now officially the favorite sidekick. Promotion granted. Morty? Demoted to emotional baggage handler. Just then, Rick notices Jerry awkwardly standing nearby like a confused NPC.
I just wanted to say goodbye to the kids.
Beth and Jerry are getting divorced, and honestly, no one seems to care. Especially not Summer, who's already itching for the next blood-soaked detour.
Rick, didn't you say you needed my help on an adventure immediately somewhere else? I don't care, even if it might kill us.
Rick's got his eye on a special rock, and soon enough, the gang lands in a Mad Max reject wasteland swarming with scavengers.
Morty, shoot the Mohawk guy!
They all have mohawks!
Morty, still emotionally tangled in his parents' divorce, nearly gets them all killed. Meanwhile, Summer's out here channeling Furiosa.
Holy shit, Summer for the win!
Crushing it with zero hesitation. Eventually, they secure the rock in a vial. Mission complete, right? Not quite. Summer, high on adrenaline, decides to try something.
Whoa!
She wants to stick around. Rick's ready to leave until he sees the Wastelanders have 20 pounds of the glowing rock strapped to their murdermobile.
Kids, weird pitch. Let's have this be our new life. Let's be post-apocalyptic scavengers!
Okay.
What?
Suddenly, Rick's totally invested. Summer heads out on a scavenger hunt with her new death cult friends, and Rick needs a distraction. Good thing the society has a literal blood dome. Local sport, gladiator fights to the death. Very family friendly. Naturally, Rick signs Morty up.
The important question is, who wants to take a poke at my man Spine Eater here?
Morty protests, of course, but Rick already has a solution. A serum that gives Morty a Wastelander's strength. Within seconds, Morty's arm goes full Schwarzenegger and develops a mind of its own.
I didn't do that!
Okay.
It's sentient, and it's pissed. The arm, nicknamed Armathy, obviously, drags Morty into the blood dome. And then, the carnage begins. One by one, challengers fall. Armathy's bloodlust is unmatched. Morty's horrified, begging people to stay back like he's trying to pause a boss battle mid-fight.
Someone make this stop!
But it's no use. After a dozen brutal takedowns, Morty gives in. He lets the rage flow. Palpatine would be so proud. Meanwhile, Rick's got what he came for and is ready to peace out. But the glowing rock goes missing. Busted. Rick, now exposed, tries to bail with the goods. Summer, riding high on friendship and desert vibes, isn't about to let that slide.
Just surrender and our friends will give you mercy!
Kiss my ass, Summer!
When diplomacy fails, the Deathstalkers attack. And Morty, still clinging to that shred of idealism, tries to calm things down.
But can we not kill him? Can we just take him prisoner?
Rick's response, portal out. Classic Rick, abandons the kids with the click of a wristwatch.
Where are the kids?
Oh, they aren't with you?
I thought they were with you.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered they're out doing something completely ordinary and kid-related.
And what do the kids do? They thrive. Summer finds love in the apocalypse. Morty, now a full-time gladiator, becomes a legend in the Blood Dome. But Armathy isn't done. He spots him, the warrior who slaughtered his family. Time for revenge.
I'll tell you where my boss lives. He's in the castle. He's in the castle.
This isn't over, is it?
Morty and Armathy infiltrate a castle. The villain is in the bath.
Graze my genitals again, Taint Washer, and you'll be shipped to the Wasteland.
Easy kill, right? But just before the arm goes full murder mode, Morty tries to reason with it.
Well, what if we didn't do it? What if we just went back to the Blood Dome and just kept taking our baggage out on unrelated people?
maybe it's time to process their shared trauma some other way. You know, through stabbing and killing. Armothy disagrees.
I love you.
Ah, fuck.
They drown the guy in the bath. Morty notices that Rick is back. Guess the mood in the house is gloomy and he does not want to be there as well, so he came back after the kids. The villain, shockingly, isn't quite dead. Morty's frozen. Rick jumps in and helps finish the job.
Here. It's the least I can do. I owe you this much. See, Morty? Now we're both accountable.
Because if there's one thing Rick understands, it's how to tie up a loose end. If you think that is not a healthy way to process your feelings, just wait until you hear how Morty makes his decisions. This was therapy compared to the time Morty released all his suppressed rage. Bad experiences may change your entire view on life. This one changed Morty forever. Finally. A peaceful cruise through space with your favorite drunk genius grandfather.
It's pretty great to be in this spaceship, just the two of us, you know? Just cruising around Rick and Morty style.
Nothing but cosmic tranquility, philosophical discussions, and BAM! A space bug splatters across the windshield like it just lost a high-speed duel with destiny.
I didn't know that there were bugs out in space.
What did you think, Morty? Life just developed on Earth by itself?
Because of course, there are bugs in space. Why wouldn't there be? Apparently, even in infinite realities, you can't escape windshield grime. Now covered in extraterrestrial bug guts, Rick does the most logical thing.
Hey, muchacho, does your planet have wiper fluid yet, or are you gonna freak out and start worshipping us?
A friendly local points them towards some windshield fluid and casually warns them,
You'll be wanting to be gone from here by sundown.
Yeah, sure thing. Wait a minute, what? Why?
Sundown is when the festival began.
Now, in any rational universe, this is where you say, nope, I'm out. And you know, leave. But this is Rick and Morty, and Rick doesn't run from danger, he double dog dares it.
Oh, I know what this is. You've been able to sustain world peace because you have one night a year where you all run around robbing and murdering each other without consequence.
That's right.
What?
Turns out they've hit the jackpot. This planet runs on an annual purge, a day where everyone goes full psycho with 0 consequences. You know, just like that movie. Except with 100% more alien dismemberment and 100% less Ethan Hawke. Rick is thrilled. Morty, not so much. You gotta love this young, innocent Morty, the one who still has morals and believes in the good of people. Poor kid.
Oh, and why don't you have some candy bars as well?
Oh, no way. That's really nice of you.
I'm a nice guy. For now.
With the windshield fluid secured and free alien chocolate bars in their pockets, a deal even Costco couldn't beat, Morty begs Rick to leave. But Rick...
Rick, unlock it!
Just a second, Morty. Oh, look at that sunset.
Stop screwing around!
Oh no. Rick wants to watch the show.
Oh, shh, it's starting. Oh, here we go.
I'm not watching.
Yeah. Your medal's in the mail.
As Morty's mid-panic lecture about morality falls on deaf ears, he spots a young alien girl, Arthricia, cornered by 3 guys. Suddenly, Morty changes his tune. Now he's demanding Rick help her.
Help me save that girl, or I'm telling Mom you brought me here.
You little turd.
Rick, being Rick, only agrees after some light blackmailing.
Please, leave me alone!
Leave you alone? During a purge? I don't think so, baby.
Boom, the girl is saved. With their good deed of the day done, they sit back and watch people get slaughtered like background characters. But Morty sees an opportunity.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah, it's kind of like cell phones, you know? At first, everyone was like, look at those douchebags purging. And then the next thing you know, they're like, it's just so convenient.
Jeez.
Cue Morty the flirt. Arthricia, clearly uncomfortable, realizes she'd rather be outside purging than stuck in a car with a teenager using danger as an aphrodisiac. So what does she do?
Huh?
My Nana! We have to save her!
Rick, suspicious but bored, agrees to help. Morty, shaking like a chihuahua in a thunderstorm, stays behind. Morty soon realizes they've been played. Arthricia was never saving her Nana. She was stealing Rick's tech. And damn, for a peasant warrior, she flies a stolen spaceship like a pro gamer with an aimbot. Back on the ground, Rick is bleeding out, shot right in the liver, the hardest working organ in the universe.
Heads up, rapists. Well, don't just stand there, Morty. Purge them. Me? No, me. Should I rub my liver hole on them, pick up a stick or something, and kill them?
The Purgers are closing in, and their best hope of survival is...
We come in peace!
Oh my god.
Morty. Yeah, good luck with that. Rick manages to scare off the first wave with his last gadget.
Morty, go get their shit, hurry up. I only had one of those things I threw. I'm holding a box of Tic Tacs right now.
But they need reinforcements. So, in true Fallout fashion, Rick loots random junk, MacGyvers a shotgun, and calls Summer for backup, while Morty offers the worst weapon of all time.
I don't want to be a little help guy, but a little help?
Seriously, Morty? A spoon? This is why no one wants you in their zombie apocalypse team, dude. After fighting off another wave, Rick and Morty find refuge in a lighthouse. The keeper agrees to let them in, on one condition.
I will let you use my lighthouse for shelter and beacon sending, on the condition that you listen to my tale.
Okay.
Deal!
Simple enough, right?
Fade in. Exterior. Unnamed city. Day. The hustle and bustle is a symphony of progress.
Wrong. Because nothing is easy with Morty. The guy can barely stay awake. When the lighthouse keeper asks what he thinks, Morty does what any sleep-deprived student does in a boring lecture.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's... Good job.
He lies and says it was good. Big mistake. The guy presses further until Morty snaps and tells the truth.
I feel like, we should start our stories where they begin, not start them where they get interested.
Get out.
What?
Turns out the only thing scarier than a violent purger is an insulted amateur storyteller. The lighthouse keeper tries to kick them out. Morty can't take it anymore.
Just because you hate your own writing doesn't make me a bad person. You like that? You want me to cut to 3 weeks earlier when you were alive?
Now he has tasted the peace that comes with purging. Still in inner conflict, Morty tries to rationalize his actions. In the meantime, our heroes are surrounded by the final wave of purgers. Luckily, the backup arrives just in time. Now fully protected with Rick's mecha suits, they are free to purge. Surrounded by purgers, Morty loses it. After getting beaten down, something inside him snaps. He goes full Berserk mode, unleashing a bloodbath so brutal, even Rick is disturbed.
I think those people were just hiding.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, Morty, now you're just shooting corpses.
When Rick thinks you've gone too far, you know you've messed up. Morty isn't just purging, he's enjoying it. He even tries to turn on Rick.
Screw you, Rick! I'll purge you too, you old rickety piece of crap! This has been a long time coming! I'm gonna rip your guts out and smear them all over your face! I ain't taking no shit!
Rick has no choice. He knocks Morty out cold, because let's be real, the kid just became one bad day away from Evil Morty. Never go full Evil Morty, folks. On the way home, Morty is wrecked. He's questioning who he is, what he's done, and whether he just unlocked his inner serial killer.
I can't help but feel ashamed about what I did back there, Rick. I guess you were right. I've got a lot of repressed stuff I need to deal with.
Rick, in his typical let's make you feel better way, drops a nugget of possible hope.
Turns out they have a chemical in them called purginol that amplifies all your violent tendencies.
Oh boy, woo! Thank goodness for that, huh? That's a relief.
Or maybe it was all Morty. Either way, this was the day Morty lost a part of himself. The innocent Morty died on Purge Planet, and in his place was a kid who now understood the darkness inside of him. And that, folks, was the beginning of Morty's descent into something far, far worse. If you think that nothing can top this, wait until you learn what happens when Morty is in charge of an adventure. Morty has experienced a lot, but this story is dark. Morty has finally had enough of Rick's sociopathic BS after they casually wipe out his entire family because, demon possession or whatever. Just your standard quality time with grandpa moment, right up there with playing catch, fishing trips, and violently erasing your loved ones from existence.
You know what, Rick? That's it! I'm done with these insane adventures! That was really traumatizing!
Morty flips out, threatens to quit, and Rick, being the manipulative genius he is, throws him a bone.
Seriously, Rick? You'll let me call the shots?
Okay, yeah, fine.
And that, my friends, is how Morty signed his own death warrant. Before we even get started, Morty pulls the most textbook manipulation move in history. Rick is about to help the family with their problems, but Morty calls him.
That sounds like something a chicken would say. Buck, 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 buck. Morty, you done did it this time. It's on.
Because that always works. So what does Morty choose? A classic fantasy quest. Rick is actually kinda into it, which is our first red flag. You know things are bad when Rick is enthusiastic about something.
This village is terribly poor, yet the giant that lives in the clouds above has untold treasures.
Plan? Go to the floating city of giant rich people, steal treasure, and give it to the peasants. What could possibly go wrong?
I smell the blood of...
Holy crap!
Almost immediately, things go straight to hell. Surprise, surprise. His wife catches Rick and Morty standing over the body and immediately accuses them of murder, because apparently giants aren't big on forensic science. Now you'd think that'd be the worst part, being framed for killing a 50-foot tall man, but no, that is just the appetizer.
Ooh, boy, Morty, you're really showing me how it's done. Real straightforward and fun.
They get arrested, dragged to court, and surprise, surprise, giants hate tiny people. Rick, of course, is loving every second of it.
Oh, great adventure, buddy. Rick and Morty go to giant prison. You know, if somebody drops the soap, it's gonna land on our heads and crush our spines, Morty.
By some miracle, they get a defense attorney, who actually gets them off the hook. They're free to go. Morty's already dodged a major L, but he doesn't take the win.
You ready to head home? Oh, yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you, Rick? Well, you know what? We're not bailing out just yet.
No, he insists on pushing forwards with this adventure, because of course he does. Enter the tavern on the courthouse stairs. Morty asks around, meets Slippery Stare, and learns he can pay
25 schmeckles!
25 schmeckles? I don't know how much, I don't know what that is. Is that a lot?
Seems simple, right? Wrong. Morty steps into the bathroom where he meets King Jellybean.
How are you today? I'm Mr. Jellybean.
While Rick is living his best life, absolutely thriving, playing poker, doing karaoke, probably inventing a new drug, Morty is fighting for his life. At first, Jellybean seems friendly. He even gives Morty some motivational words, like a discount Dumbledore.
Hey, you know what? You're right. Everything's going fine. I just gotta relax and go with the flow.
Yeah.
If Dumbledore were a predatory piece of sentient gelatin, anyway. And then, well, he makes his move. Morty, a literal child, has to fight off an old, creepy, aggressive Jellybean in a disgusting tavern bathroom. And let's be real, Rick and Morty may be full of dark humor, but this scene is genuinely disturbing. No punchlines, no jokes, just pure horror as Morty barely escapes. At this point, Morty is broken, shattered, done. But Rick, oh, he's still in full party mode.
Oh, hey, Morty. Listen, I'm really sorry about all the stuff I said earlier about your adventure. I'm having a good time, Morty. It's not so bad.
Morty begs him to leave, but Rick isn't interested until he sees a very battered King Jellybean walking out of the bathroom. Rick is many things, but he isn't stupid. He immediately puts two and two together. Rick switches gears immediately. He tells Morty,
you know, a good adventure needs a good ending.
They pay the schmeckles, go down the stairs, and give Rick's winnings to the villagers.
Oh! Good job, Morty. It looks like you won the bet.
For once, Morty gets his fairy tale ending. The people cheer for him. Rick admits the adventure wasn't so bad, and it looks like Morty's finally won. But of course, this is Rick and Morty. The villagers are about to introduce their beloved ruler, the great leader of their kingdom.
Introduce you to our beloved king so that he may thank you personally.
And it's King Jellybean. Morty immediately nopes out. He just wants to leave. They leave in a hurry, but Rick is not done. He portals back and shoots the bean in the jelly. If you think this was dark, wait until you learn how many poor souls got killed because Morty wanted to do the right thing. Morty's getting a driving lesson in space when Rick gets a call.
Yeah, I have it. Where do you want to meet? All right, cool.
Lesson over. Rick's got business. And by business, we mean he's selling a weapon to Crombopulus Michael.
Hi, Morty. I'm Crombopulus Michael. I'm an assassin. I buy guns from your grandpa.
Here, go away.
One of the deadliest assassins in the galaxy. Naturally, Rick uses the money for something important.
Oh, this place is the best. It's got beer, games, prizes, and you can never tell what time it is.
You sold a gun to a murderer so you could play video games?
Morty can't believe what he's saying. Rick sells death for arcade tokens. To shut him up, Rick straps him into Roy, a hyper-realistic VR game where you live an entire simulated life.
Whoa. Shit. What the hell?
Morty clocks in 55 years as a carpet salesman. Not bad for a first run. Rick jumps in next to beat his high score, but Morty isn't ready to let go of the moral dilemma. He wants Rick to care.
Don't dodge the issue, Rick! Selling a gun to a hitman is the same as pulling the trigger!
It's also the same as doing nothing.
Rick just doesn't. So Morty decides to make a difference. And you can already see where this is going wrong, because if this series has taught us anything, it's that Morty trying to do the right thing is a guaranteed disaster. Using the live location on Cronenberg Michael's business card, because even assassins need LinkedIn, Morty tracks him to a Galactic Federation outpost. And right before Michael can take the shot, Morty crushes him. With the ship.
Your destination is below.
Now panicking over killing someone, again, Morty's about to be executed by security until Rick casually splits the attacker in half with a portal.
Oh, good job, Morty. You killed my best customer, but you saved a mind-reading fart.
Rick is furious. His favorite assassin is dead, their cover is blown, and all for what? A floating telepathic gas cloud named after what he looks like.
I like this name, Fart.
Yes, you heard me right. Fart. Rick warns Morty not to free him.
Morty, don't do it. Morty! Morty, you idiot!
Oh, crap!
Morty ignores him. Fart is free. Rick dips, because apparently interdimensional gas clouds don't travel well through portals.
Get out of the vehicle made of garbage or we will open fire!
Left behind, Morty struggles to get the car started and, shocker, they're surrounded again. But Rick swoops in last minute, not because he's happy, but because you can't just replace Morty's like socks.
Stupid-ass fart-saving carpet store Move!
With the ship banged up and Gromflamites in pursuit, they crash at Gearhead's place to lay low. But plot twist, Fart poops literal gold, and now every greedy freak in the galaxy wants them dead. Even Gearhead sells them.
Gearhead?
I'm sorry, Rick. The reward on your head is too high.
Rick doesn't take betrayal well. After teaching Gearhead a lesson, Rick and Morty are back on the run. And now it's lecture time.
Hey Morty, remember when you said selling a gun was as bad as pulling the trigger? How do you feel about all these people that are getting killed today because of your choices?
None of this would have happened if you just stayed at Blitz and Chits. Yeah, Fart would be dead, but everyone else would be alive. Greater good, Morty. Greater good.
Let's get to the Promethean Nebula so my grandson can finish saving a life.
Finally, they reach the planet where Fart's wormhole is located, ready to send him back. Then comes the gut punch.
I will be back soon, Morty.
Really?
After I return to the others with this location, we will be back for your cleansing.
Cleansing?
Fart isn't done. He plans to return with an army to cleanse the galaxy of all carbon-based life. You know, people. Morty's crushed. Everything he did to save a life only led to risking all life. You know what he has to do. And it breaks him.
Morty, why? Why?
Sometimes doing the right thing just sucks. Morty did not make the right choice here. One could hope that the next time he would make better decisions. And of course, he did not. Rick and Morty are cruising through space, minding their own business, when the car gets a flat tire.
Uh-oh, flat tire.
How the hell do you get a flat tire in space, Rick?
Naturally, Rick tells Morty to stay in the car while he fixes it. Morty, of course, just doesn't listen, because he's a big boy and wants to go spacewalking too.
I'm not in danger. There's nothing out here.
Literally everything is out here, and unlike everywhere else, I'm too busy to help you.
Right.
In the middle of their argument, a wild space snake appears because, sure, why not? And bites Morty right on the foot.
There's snakes in space?
There's literally everything in space, Morty. Now get the fuck back in the car.
Tire? Fixed. Snake? Dead. Morty? Oh yeah, dying.
Computer, you might want to put a rush on this. Morty's starting to look like a 90s Japanese ghost.
Rick analyzes the venom and discovers something wild. These snakes aren't just regular snakes, they have a planet. They've invented space travel, and they're locked in a civil war over scale color, because of course they are.
Imagine being a racist snake. Hey, other snake, I hate you because you're the wrong color snake. Oh my god.
The death of Morty's snake attacker causes a domino effect that eventually leads to the extinction of the snake population. Morty, naturally, can't handle the guilt.
I can't be the reason why 19 billion snakes lost all hope.
He's responsible for galactic-scale genocide over a foot bite, no less. Rick does the mature thing.
Hey, Morty, listen. I can tell you're pretty upset about the whole snake encounter thing, so I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna go ahead and avoid you for the rest of the day.
As snake jazz blasts through the speakers, Morty comes up with his solution. Buy a snake from a pet shop, draw some stripes on it, get bitten a few more times, shove it in a spacesuit, steal Rick's keys, and drop it off on Snake Planet. What could go wrong?
What the hell?
Target acquired.
Well, everything. Morty's act of compassion inspires the snakes to unite, supercharge their tech, and aim for the stars with a new shared purpose. Find and eliminate Morty. Suddenly, snakes start time traveling into their house like SWAT teams in GTA 5.
The ape child must be eliminated to protect our timeline.
Morty, what the hell did you do?
90% are there to kill Morty, the other 10% want to protect him.
Get behind me, I will protect.
It's a full-blown snake civil time war. All because Morty couldn't stay in the damn car.
Next time, stay in the fucking car!
To break the loop, Rick and Morty head to Snake Planet. There's a problem.
God damn it, are you kidding me? I thought there'd be a time machine in here. They're not even a quarter of the way through making it.
Rick, frustrated and out of option, calls in the only help he really hates asking for.
Hey, assholes. Fuck you. Takes one to know one.
What the heck?
No one is exactly thrilled. It's like the worst group project in the multiverse. Eventually, Rick and Morty get suited up in DIY snake costumes, travel back in time, and, inverted commas, help the snakes invent time travel decades earlier, speedrunning an entire civilization's timeline. When they get back home, things are somehow worse. More snakes, more chaos. Morty's confused. Why didn't it work?
You just made things worse, Rick!
Trust me, Morty. We helped them press on the gas pedal. We just gotta wait for him to blow by a cop.
Because this time, he didn't solve it. See, Rick knew if snakes start abusing time travel, it'll eventually catch the attention of the time cops, who absolutely hate paradoxes.
Oh, look at you! You a smart snake, huh? You using tools now, huh?
Those tools gonna turn into you manipulating the fabric of shit! Get over here, motherfucker!
Just like that, crisis averted by outsourcing it. The surviving snakes disappear into paradoxes, eating their own tails, literally. Rick calls it a Morty adventure, and as punishment,
no freebies.
Oh man, I wanted to go to Boob World!
Well, now we can't.
Disaster. And before they can enjoy some eggnog, Rick and Morty still have to build all the snake costumes and time travel machines themselves. That is what happens when you outsource all the stuff to other people.
I feel like we're forgetting something.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. Morty, next time stay in the car.
If you think that Morty has bad judgment, just wait until you hear what happens next. Morty's working overtime, trying to fix the messes he and Rick left behind. And the list? It's ridiculous. Cookie ISIS, a nuclear worm, a spider bot.
The beast emerged right after your grandpa left, and its gem went missing.
Jeez, that is a crazy coincidence.
Once everything is checked off, Morty heads back to the garage, only to realize Rick marked the portal gun's fluid level.
Son of a bitch, he marked it!
Panic mode activated. Morty needs a quick fix before Rick notices, and what's handier than lime soda? Just mix it with the leftover portal fluid. Problem solved.
Oh! Phew.
Kinda. Except Morty, being Morty, spills some of the mix on his hand. He can't clean it off, and now garbage is pouring out of the portal in his hand. Oh, and there's some random guy talking to him from the other side of it.
This is bad. This is really bad.
Hey, how do you think I feel? I had the ultimate stash hole, and now I got a kid in my thigh.
Rick walks in to find the garage filled with trash. Thankfully, he's got a
Garbage goober! Get out here and eat this garbage!
Trash. Yeah, I love trash. Yum, yum, trash.
But one look at the portal gun, and Rick immediately knows someone's messed with his fluid. If there's one thing Rick doesn't tolerate, it's breaking the
sidekick rules. If you can't follow them,
I can be replaced. Yeah, so you keep telling me.
Yes, Rick has rules. For Morty.
Good luck finding someone that can be told 80,000 times how replaceable they are.
Okay.
Big mistake. Because Rick's already ready. He spins the wheel of better things than Morty, and it lands on, yep, 2 crows. That's how much Morty's worth to him. 2 damn birds.
What's he doing? Is he out there making sure you see him collecting 2 crows?
5 minutes later, Rick's got the crows, and he's already training them like they're his new protégés. Morty's crushed, but after a little pep talk from Nick, the mysterious hand portal guy, he convinces himself that this might actually be good.
Break the cycle, Morty. Change the things that you can change. That's what I did, and now I'm free.
A chance to live life without Rick's chaos in it. So, Morty follows the signal, right to a
mental asylum?
Busted.
You literally said, I'm free.
I'm literally not free.
Red flag number 1. Morty, still full of hope, breaks him out. Yep, Morty breaks a complete stranger out of a mental asylum on day 1. What could possibly go wrong?
I can fly!
Back at the garage, Nick and Morty start rummaging through Rick's stuff. Morty hesitates, but Nick's got that manipulative charm thing down.
We can't do that again.
Why the hell not?
And before long, they're trashing the place. Then Jerry walks in, and in true Jerry fashion,
Son, have you fallen in with a weird stranger and are now trashing your grandpa's place? Because I'll help.
And turns himself into liquid within 5 seconds, because of course he does. Amid the chaos, Morty finds a prototype of Rick's new portal gun. All they need now is the juice.
Rick, incoming.
Ah, crap. We better skedaddle.
The newly formed Portal Boys track down a place where they think they can get fluid. They turn in one of Rick's old contacts as a bargaining chip, hoping for a trade.
So hey, look, what we want is portal fluid as our thanks.
Portal fluid.
Bad call. Turns out Nick isn't just unstable, he's lethal.
The Portal Boys only kill with kindness.
And with guns.
Oh no!
The guy goes full psycho, killing everyone in sight when things don't go his way. Morty realizes he's in way over his head. Tries to bail, even calls Rick to apologize.
Rick, I'm so sorry. I messed up big.
Morty, it's okay. You can't be worse off than me.
I got portal splashed, robbed you, jumped into a rebound with a psycho, and left a trail of dead.
Wow, somebody's been busy.
But Nick isn't letting go. He's convinced he and Morty are destined for greatness, and he'll drag Morty along if he has to. They're connected now. Morty refuses, and in the middle of their fight, he cuts off his own arm.
Thing is, I already got a partner, and there's no room for promotions. Ah!
With a train. Dramatic? Definitely. Effective? Absolutely. With Nick stunned, Morty tosses his severed arm into Nick's portal, creating a paradox that sucks in Nick and erases him from existence. Morty, exhausted, burns the end of his arm and flies home. Rick has just returned from his own wild crow journey. He patches up Morty's arm like nothing happened.
Come here, let Grandpa fix you up. What do you want, a robot hand? A lizard hand? I can make it big again like that one time.
Just my regular hand?
Morty's hoping this means they're back to normal. Rick, however, says no. It's time to move on. Rick's going with the crows to explore what they can teach him. He packs up and leaves. Morty just stands there, watching it happen. If you thought Morty made some questionable choices here, just wait until you hear how they got him killed. Rick runs some tests on Jerry. Yes, using Jerry as scientific meat, and discovers the afterlife is real.
Morty, there's kind of a heaven. Kind of. I mean, there definitely is for a neurotypical like your father.
That's right. God? Confirmed. And Jerry's Nana?
Where's Pop Pop?
He's not coming out to meet you anymore because honestly, Jerry, this is getting annoying.
Not thrilled. Rick naturally doesn't care. That's a price he's willing to pay to prove a cosmic point. But now comes the hard part, getting into the afterlife himself.
Guess what? You aren't welcome there.
None of the known religions want someone with Rick's track record. Honestly, fair. But one door is still open.
Morty, pack your parka. We're going to Norway.
Ugh.
Valhalla. The Viking afterlife doesn't care about your moral compass, just whether you died a glorious death. And Rick's got a plan for that.
I need to die in glorious battle against a mighty enemy. That's why I got Bigfoot in his Pokeball.
He's going to get crushed to death by Bigfoot. Why? Because according to his calculation, dying to Bigfoot is about as metal and glorious as it gets. All Morty has to do is watch it happen, and press the big red resurrection button when the time comes. One job. But this is Morty we're talking about. Rick goes down hard. Rick's gone. Now it's just Morty and a grieving Bigfoot who actually looks, well, sad. Like he didn't want to kill Rick. He wants to give him a proper funeral. Morty, being Morty, relates to him. He sees another misunderstood soul, another creature used and discarded by Rick. In a rare show of empathy, he opens the dome's door and approaches him.
Easy there, big guy. Easy.
Yeah, no resurrection button needed. Morty's joining Rick in Valhalla the hard way. Morty arrives, naked, but alive. Sort of speaking, it's the afterlife. And he reincarnates in the local bar. Vikings cheer and promise to throw some armor on him. At least he's finally appreciated somewhere.
Hey, have you guys seen an old skinny guy around here?
Of course. But wait, where did that guy go?
Meanwhile, Rick's already thriving. He's knocked out the blacksmith, claimed the fanciest house in the realm, and is lounging like a Norse king.
This was all a test and you passed. I'm actually Odin.
Odin?
Yep, Thor's father, Spider-Man's uncle, etc.
Totally normal explanation. And then Morty shows up.
Oh, my balls! Oh, my balls!
On a goat. Just like that, Rick's cover is blown again. Morty couldn't even make it through the afterlife without screwing things up. There you have it, folks. Morty's worst moments in Rick and Morty. However, if you want to see the entirety of Bird Person's story explained, click on this video.